Why am I getting 2 frames a second? Excuse me. What? So this is the game and how it loads on my computer for the first, like, I don't know, maybe 10, 20, 30 seconds is 1 frame. And then it starts to work again. Very frustrating. I forgot which save file this was. I think it was this one, right? Yeah, it was this one. I also attempted to record this, except I forgot to plug in my microphone. Yeah, that would impact the quality of content quite a lot, so I had to trash the footage, which means some amount of progress has been made. But not a lot, though. All I really did was research this node and this node, and I also forgot to remove some of the better future mods that I installed to just have fun with previously. So, yeah, that was an issue. But I'm too lazy to do that, so I'm just going to leave it on there, and maybe make use of that at some point. Also, we achieved getting into space, but we haven't achieved getting into orbit, so that's a thing. So now what we need to do is we need to do I don't know. What? I kind of need the contracts to guide me. What are we doing today? Nothing, apparently. Let's just get to orbit. Also, this thing, much more aerodynamic than this thing. I believe that was the issue that we're having with the stability of the rocket, is this thing had a lot more drag than this thing. So we're using this thing instead. And this thing only has a re-entry pod when we got very, very stable rockets. We actually got heat shields, so we can do this. Like, I don't think we're gonna need a bigger heat shield than that, right? I mean, theoretically we would. I don't know. I'm actually gonna do just these pieces of science equipment because I actually already got the science data from the upper atmosphere, and I believe from flying, and also from space. So theoretically, all I really need is the stuff for when we land. So that's kind of like the logic behind that. Also, I'm very limited on all the different tanks I can do. Like, I have to stack these up in order to have like a good main stage where this can actually work. Also, stability is an issue, as well as part count. I didn't even think about that. Always good to check your staging. There's a lot of Delta V, but the question is whether or not we can do it in just 30 parts. Because already we're at 20. So we have to do the other 10 parts very sparingly. Make sure this works. I also don't know how to copy and paste in this game, so I just do Control Z, and then it works. Because I just remove a part, and then Control Z, and suddenly I got 2 of them. So that's my solution to that. That. Put that in the same stage, right? Yeah, that... Wait. What happened to this? How did this move stages? What? Why is it all the way up here? No. What? Why is the game like this? Why does it always just do this? When I didn't even touch this. Like, I didn't even touch this, and it just moved. Whoop! You know, I might actually be able to put a battery on this thing, like right here, and hopefully I can protect that from re-entry. And then I can be able to put a few of these aerodynamic nose cones on here. And then that's exactly enough parts that we may be able to get it into orbit. The key word there is may, because I'm still unsure. Also, do we really need this? Now that I think about it, we don't really need that. Again, look at this. There's that, and then there's that. But like, that is supposed to be there. Yeah, I don't know what the logic is behind the automatic staging. It's just pretty stupid if you ask me. I'm just gonna watch it as is, and if this doesn't work, I don't know what is. So I hope this works, because like I truly don't know how else to make this work. Because like I am very sparing with all these parts. Also, this is very wobbly. So wobbly you can see on the nav ball. That's not good. I'm gonna launch anyway. Seems stable, but it seems more stable from this perspective than the nav ball. This could work. This could actually work. I mean, I don't plan to reuse those. I don't even have a part count to do that. If I look at our apps, that is going up, which is what I like to see. I'm going to start a gravity turn right about now. When I first started playing Kerbal Space Program, what I would normally do is just go straight up until I got to space, and then I go straight sideways, which is not very efficient, but it works. And well, at that point I kind of, overshot a bit. That's fine. Actually, that's not very fine, because looking at our delta V, we might not be able to make orbits. Bit of an oversight on my part. Didn't think about that at all. Maybe I should. We have more delta V than the last time I tried, which is not on camera because I didn't got my microphone working. But in theory, oh dear. Okay. I'm gonna point up a bit. Not that it really matters. That's gonna be close. That's gonna be really close. Okay. We got it. With only a sliver of fuel remaining. Can we even deorbit? I don't even know if we can do that. And deorbiting is pretty easy. Well, we're in orbit now. Surprise! And we're 100 kilometers in the air. There's that crew port. Doesn't really work. And I can't EVA. Uh-oh. Didn't think about that. I got an idea. What if we go to the Space Center and then we see if we can upgrade the astronaut complex? Do we got the money? Just looking at that. It's quite a sizable chunk. But I think it's worth it. It's worth it, right? Yeah. I mean, I think it's worth it. So we can actually EVA during the time we have to. So we can get extra science. Just above curve. Oh! I just realized we can get, this is a good opportunity to get a lot of science. So if we just time warp until we get to about here, and then we EVA just above water, just above water, just above water, just shores. Alright? We put the experiment in here, and then we go out, and then shores. Come on. Grasslands. This is how you get a lot of science really quickly, early game. Right here. This is how you do it. Yeah, this is not working at all. Just... I can't get it. I just can't get it. I don't know why. That's the grasslands. Can we get the badlands, please? Please? Doesn't seem to be working very well. This is my life now. I'm just doing this a bunch. There's the highlands. Sometimes you see the grasslands. And it just kind of cycles back and forth. Like here's the grasslands again. I made a mistake. At this point, I'm tempted to turn on the cheats just to see where it is. Oh, I gave it up on that. We're just going to try the desert now. Oh, but first we can do the mountains. That's a thing we can do. Or at least try to do. So we do EVA. EVA report. It's grasslands. Grasslands. And I'm going to do one more orbit around. Except what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can get the Badlands again. Burp, 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 burp. And then I'm gonna deorbit. Because I'm tired of this. Hey, we got an internet connection. If only my internet was as powerful. Yeah, I think I got an orbit, like, down here. But I don't got the Delta V to do so. So I'm just gonna deorbit now. This is an extremely steep trajectory right here. Extremely steep. So I'm gonna shoot for right here. The rotation planet is probably gonna change it to be like maybe there, and then atmospheric drag's gonna contribute more. So it's probably gonna be somewhere here, is my guess. Meanwhile, we'll just wait until we hit the upper atmosphere at 2.5 kilometers a second. Wow. Yeah, you don't want to EVA at that speed. We're not burning up. Why is that? Oh, now we are. Now we are. So one thing I can do is see, yeah, crew report from the upper atmosphere. That works. Then we can just time warp, and then we can constantly readjust ourselves. Okay. It's requires a lot of concentration to make sure we don't burn up. Okay. We're going at 2.3 kilometers a second. We gotta make sure we don't burn. Okay. Our thruster has a very high overheat temperature, and it's overheating. That is like our heat shield right now. Oh, also we're out of fuel. So actually, one thing I can do is that. That works. How is this not overheating? I wonder. So if I get rid of SAS, we actually stabilize. So that's neat. I want to keep the heat shield, because the heat shield it's worth stuff. It's worth fun. There we go. Just making absolutely sure that this works. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to EVA and do an EVA report, because that's a good idea. This is amusing. This must be really fun. Yep, I see nothing wrong with this at all. This is safe. Look at those numbers. What's our radar altitude? Yeah, we should probably stop spinning. Maybe use SAS to do so. And I'm just going to fast forward until we land, because this is very boring. Science, 123. Not bad. Could be useful. Could very well prove useful. Or I can research these things which have these things in it. Could be useful. Or I can do this. Or I can do this. I mean, yeah, I can do this. Or I can do this. There's a lot of various different things I can do, but I choose this one. So should we do another? I don't know. Let's go to mission control. What do we got? Explore the moon. Fly by the moon. Return to Kerbal from a flyby of the moon. That's a bit much. But offer expires in 2 days, so we're accepting that contract. And I only just now realized this is a lot I have to suddenly do. Well, obviously I'm gonna do a probe to do this. This has SAS, right? Yeah, it does. So we can do. What is this? Neat. I'm gonna not use that. And instead I'm just gonna do this. Right? Yeah. That works. What about... I want to keep the payload as light as possible, so that we can be absolutely sure that this will make it to the moon. Because right now I'm not sure in the slightest. We're gonna need a signal. So this is probably not the worst idea in the world. Along with this, maybe? Maybe? Not sure. We actually have this research, so we can maybe do something with that. This needs a parachute, of course. And other things that may or may not be useful, such as this thing. Very useful for protecting our precious science. If I get paranoid about electricity, I can always just slap these things on. How much electricity do these provide? I actually don't know. What I do know is this is the most compact probe I probably ever built in career mode. We need to upgrade the VAT, because the part limit we have right now is just, it's, oh dear. That's a bit worrying. If we do this, we may not have the money to do anything. I should have probably accounted for that. What is this? Yeah, I can't do that. Probably won't be able to do this either. I mean, honestly, do I really care about reputation, though? I don't. I honestly really don't. Let's do it. It didn't really affect the reputation all that much, though, which is a surprise. Well, we're getting extra money now, so that's good. This seems like a good contract to get some extra money out of, as well as a little bit of reputation, which also translates to a tiny bit of funds. Let's do it. What could go wrong? trash that, and we'll do this. Except I need parachute on this to make sure this will work. And maybe go shoot just to make sure that, just to make doubly sure it works. Maybe throw this on for a payload. Yeah, so here's the thumper. And do that. I mean, in theory, it should work. As long as this doesn't destabilize. This should work. It's only 5,000 funds. This is cheap. Let's launch it. Again, what can go wrong? Well, it's nighttime, so that's an issue. Also, I forgot about electric charge, so that's an issue. We kind of... Oh, and SAS is an issue, because we don't got that. I'm going to observe this. Keep experiment. I'm going to launch. Yeah. Wow! Oh, dear. Oh, I can't shut it off. I can't shut it off. Oh, no. Well, we finished the contract. Hopefully this doesn't crash into the ground before it runs out of fuel. It's gonna be close. Wow. That was the biggest failure I've ever seen, but it somehow still worked. Almost. Wow. That was just the stupidest thing I've ever seen. We got 42 science out of it, we completed the contract, and got some funds out of it. We gotta clean up the debris that's on there. Is it even still on there? Or did it just magically disappear? I don't know. Well, that's done. And how much extra money do we get? Not a lot at all. What about this? That's a lot of reputation. You get quite a few funds out of that. I'm going to take this contract, and I'm going to see if we can get some more money out of that. That was a disaster. So we'll do this. And this will actually, you know what? Let's do a manned mission. Put a parachute. We'll have 2 drogue chutes to make sure, doubly sure, that this is gonna work. And check the staging. Always good to check the staging. Extra battery power. Make sure that works. Fuel, so we can actually get up in the air. We were testing the Mark 16 parachute, right? Yeah, okay. So once we do that, we're good, actually. We'll put this here. I mean, in theory, this should work. I mean, it doesn't mean it will, but it does mean that it could. Let's launch this. I'm spending way too much time on this. Alright. And quickly observe the material display. The less resilient samples appear to have splattered around the interior, forming a new and interesting color combinations. Also, my brain just kind of added the egg in there, which is exceptionally annoying, and I wish I just never said that out. Alright, so we're going decently quickly, so I'm just going to cut the fuel, and then I'm going to see if I can utilize drag to help slow me down. Actually, I'm going to set the drogue chutes to be here. I'm going to activate the drogue chutes to make doubly sure we slow down. Alright, so altitude. Shoot. Okay, we need to go down. And the speed is no longer good. But altitude is soon going to be good. Right? We are slowing down. And, oh, conditions are met. Yes, we did it. We're actually gliding. This is amazing. We're actually gliding. Except I can't control the gliding. So if I just try to stabilize, we can glide in this direction until the drogue chutes activate, which our gliding capability has decreased. So it's more of just a sort of accuracy ability until that deploys, in which case we're just slowly descending. We're at 10 meters a second. That's still pretty fast. That almost didn't work, but it did, so that's good. Do a crew report from Kerbal shores. Really? I didn't expect that to work like that. Do an EVA report. Board. Well, time to recover. We got 67 signs out of that, and quite a lot of funds. Still, the number isn't quite high enough for us to upgrade this so we can do the flyby of the moon. But if I check the contract, it doesn't expire. So we actually have an infinite number of time to actually start a project. But right now it's just a game of trying to raise the funds. And with this is going to help a lot. Because as far as I know, reputation doesn't really affect anything. I think. I don't really know. Maybe it does affect things. I don't know. Either way, I gotta fix things to make sure things actually work. Basically, the idea So, see you a while because this is the ending of the episode. So, bye. How do I turn this off? Erp, 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 erp.